Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus video. Today we're going to talk about the new Joann's vinyl. It's been out for a little while, but I haven't had a chance to do a review on it and test it out, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. Now, I got 6 rolls of their vinyl, and then I have 6 rolls of a comparable vinyl from 651, so there's Oracal and Caesar. So I have price points and I want to share those with you first. I'm going to start with the Joann's brand. This is their permanent adhesive, and this color is Lollipop Dark Pink. And to compare with that, I have a Oracal brand. This is kind of a melony color. So I do have a price point on this one, and I do have notes, that's why I'm looking down. So on Joann's, for their permanent vinyl, you get 48 inches. It is $7.99. At 651 vinyl, you get a permanent Oracal brand 651. You get 5 feet, so 60 inches, and it's only $2.95. So definitely beating the price at 651, but we'll check the quality on it next. Our next one we're going to go to is our Holographic, and this one is called Green Blue Holographic. It's very pretty. I really like the color. It's very, very pretty. And to compare with that, we have a Starcraft Magic, and this is holographic as well. It's a little bit different in color, but it still gives you the same kind of look. So to compare price-wise, you have $10.99 for 24 inches of this. For the 651, you have, let me double check that. I can't read that. I'm sorry, I can't read far. I put this too far away. So yeah, this is $4.50 for 24 inches. So way cheaper than this one at $10.99. The next one that we have is going to be our, I have to double check and make sure I grab the right one because I've got a couple different kinds here. This one is our permanent adhesive. This is a holographic glittery type. And to compare with that, I have a hot pink from Starcraft. This is the Hoax Hollow because it's got the thicker sparkles. So for the Hoax Hollow versus the Joann brand, you get 48 inches from Joann for $10.99. For this, it only comes as far as 24 inches. 24 inches is $4.50, so to get 2 of them to make 48 inches, you're at $9. Still cheaper. And now we're going to move on to our iron-ons. So we'll start with the regular. So this would be kind of comparable to an Easyweed by Caesar. And this one is in Bubblegum, so it's just a pink color. You get 24 inches for $10.99. And then this is like a lavender color from Caesar. This is in Easyweed. So it's nothing, you know, crazy. It's just plain old Caesar. This one for 24 inches is only $6.25. We'll move on to our holographic. So with Joann's, we have silver fractal holographic. They call theirs iron-on heat transfer. So for a 24-inch roll of their holographic, it is $12.99. And for 651, I just have this blue one in holographic. And for them, for a 20-inch roll is $3.99. So 20 inches as long as you can get with them, but it's only $3.99, so it's a lot cheaper. And the last one we have is glitter. So theirs is amethyst glitter. I haven't felt it yet, so I can't really comment on that, but we will when we go to cut these. So we have our amethyst glitter, and from Joann's you get 24 inches for $12.99. And then I believe this one is like rainbow raspberry from Caesar, and this is a Caesar glitter. And it comes in a 20-inch sheet, and a 20-inch sheet of this is $4.99. So price points are much higher for the Joann's than they are for the 651. And I totally realized I totally have 2. So there's a little bonus for you, a little melony color. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get just a couple like simple cuts made of these. And then we will get them cut. I'm going to show you guys them cutting on the machine so you can see. But we'll just do a couple simple cuts on the Joann's. I'm not going to cut any of the 651 stuff because we've done those a ton of times. But I want to see how the Joann's cuts. So let's go over to our machine and we can get some stuff cut out. We're going to start with the dark pink, the Lollipop Dark Pink. Just like with Oracal or any of your other adhesive vinyls, you are going to cut that colored side up. So we're going to load this in. I have it set to vinyl. The one thing that Joann doesn't tell you that you can get with some of these other ones, so here is their directions. They do not give you any idea on what you're going to cut this on. I'm going to cut the exact same thing on every single one of these vinyl things. And I didn't mean to unload my mat. But we're going to cut the exact same thing. I'm just going to cut my name in a script font. It's about 5 inches long and about 2 inches tall. I thought that was probably a good size just to give this a tester with. So we're going to go ahead and see how it cuts on the pink. Then we'll move to one of the holographic ones and see how it does on that one. But let's let it cut this. I'll let you guys watch it cutting this guy. And we'll see how it does on this. So far it looks fine. I mean, I don't see any like lifting. We are going to apply all of these to the exact same product as well. We are going to put all of them on one plastic cup just to see how easy it is to transfer and for them to hold up. So we're definitely going to do that. I'm going to show you guys all of them weeding, but I wanted to be sure to show you guys them cutting, or at least cut one of them just so you guys can get an idea of how it cuts. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one out. And I'll let you guys know the cut settings I get all of these to cut on, because obviously it may be different than what we would see. But here is the cut. I really can't see it very well. Oh, there it is. There we go. So you can see looks like it cut. I don't think it cut through the back at all. It doesn't feel like it did. So I'm going to weed this on camera once we get everything else cut. We're starting with the regular adhesive, the one I would compare to the Oracal 651. It weeded really, really nice and easy. Second is our holographic green blue. This one also weeded super easy, really, really nice, was very simple to work with, didn't rip a lot, didn't have any issues with this one. I really liked how easy this one was to work with. The next one we're going to do is the glitter holographic, and as you can see right there, it's already lifting my letters. This one rips. If you look at the top, you can see that it's just ripping. It's not even trying to weed. This one was absolutely awful to work with. I cut it on the cardstock or the regular vinyl setting with more pressure, which is what I would normally cut the Starcraft on. There were little pieces that I couldn't even get off, and I had to bust out my X-Acto knife just to get the little piece off, and it was not even cut. But in other places, it cut really, really nicely. But you can see this one is a lot longer, and I struggled with it a lot more, and I just was not very happy. It also kept trying to lift off of the backing, which is a real pain when you're trying to weed things, and then sometimes they'll move on the backing, and it just doesn't look good. And this one just kept ripping and ripping and ripping and ripping, and it was driving me nuts. I could not stand this. I would probably not recommend this particular vinyl. It just was not very nice. It was almost too stiff and too thin at the same time, which I think made it really tough for it to actually weed nicely because it kept ripping. And then once I got the pieces off, they didn't want to stick anywhere for me to get them off of my finger, which also drove me absolutely nuts. Right there, I'm struggling because it wasn't even cut right there. I ended up having to give up partway through and not try to get all the little pieces off because they just were not coming off. You can just see how hard this was and how much faster the other ones went. I really wish that this vinyl would have worked better, but it just did not. And when you look closely, you can see how poorly it cut. I mean, it just did not cut well at all. I loved that one. I thought that one was pretty, and this one was really easy. A dollar store cup. I've already put the transfer tape on these, so we're going to see how they come off of the transfer tape. So we'll start with the pink, which is just the one that I would compare to just like Oracal, regular, nothing special, 651. I have already pre-pressed these down, squeegeed them, so we'll see how this goes. So far it's coming off pretty well. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's too hard to get off. Now, with the cup, I'm going to say I did make these a little bit big because I was trying to do it so we could make sure they cut really well. So I don't know how well it's going to really look on the cup, but that's fine. I just wanted to see how it sticks. So this cup is just going to be covered in our name, which is totally fine. So we're going to just press it down just like I normally would any other vinyl. And I'm treating these just like I would treat the vinyl I'm comparing it to. So this would be Oracal 651. So I'm not doing anything different than I would if it were Oracal. I will say that stuck really well. I don't see any bubbles. This does have a matte finish versus where the Oracal has more of a gloss finish to it. So there's that to think about. So let's do this one next. This is the blue-green holographic. This one, let me get you guys cut settings for sure what I used on these. I wrote them down so that you all knew what I used on what, and I kept them all, I put them all on their little directions. So with the, let's see what I got here. I gotta find the right one. Sorry, I should have made sure I had these all pulled out and knew what I cut them on. So the pink was cut on just regular vinyl. That's the Lollipop Dark Pink. The green blue holographic was cut on premium holographic vinyl. And I think it actually cut really well, and you saw it weeded really nicely. So I was really kind of pleased with this. I see it did cut too deep right here with the eye. It cut fine everywhere else, but the little dot on the eye, it clearly cut too deep. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's still some like adhesive or some backing on my eye. So I'm going to see if I can get it off. If not, we're not going to have a dot on our eye. Oh, there we go. Got it off. But yeah, for some reason, that's the only spot that it cut too deep. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but honestly, it cut a little too deep. Let me turn an extra light on for you guys. See if that's any better. So we're going to go ahead and again, just do the same thing. I'm not going to treat it any differently than I would treat any of my other vinyl. I'm not trying to line these up or anything. I'm just trying to stick them just to see how they stick. And I'll stick the holographic guy over here somehow. The other holographic, the silver, gold, whatever color he is. So again, I just press them down with my finger. I'm just going to peel this off. And we'll see. I got a little bit of the backing stuck on there, so we'll just pull that off. And we'll just see how well it's stuck. I will say it stuck really nicely to this. I don't see a ton of bubbles. I got a couple little ones, but nothing too big. So I do think this one stuck pretty nicely. It's not too bad. So then our next one is the gold holographic. I hated this. I cut this on vinyl with more pressure. When I cut the Starcraft, I just cut it on regular vinyl and it cuts no problem. So I thought I'll try this one with more pressure, and it cut like junk. I was not a fan. Now, granted, it's more of a cut setting issue on that, but I already didn't like it. It was thick, it's heavy, it's very scratchy feeling, and I don't think it's gonna, I don't know, I just don't think the cut settings were the issue. I really think it was more the vinyl. I've done a lot of different vinyl, and this one I just didn't like, because in certain spots it did cut really nicely, and then in others it cut like absolute junk. So again, I'm just going to kind of set this somewhere on the cup just to fit it. Hopefully it's fitting. Well, it's going to cover up part of the other one, but that's okay. And I'll just throw the lid off. Didn't realize I didn't tighten that. So again, just going to treat it just like I would Starcraft, which is what I'm comparing this one to. And we're just going to peel off the transfer tape. I didn't do anything different. Oops, I didn't accidentally peel off the dot in the eye. Whatever. Just leave that to the side. That's fine. And we're just going to peel it off the transfer tape, just like, again, like I do with Starcraft. I'm going to give this one credit. So far, it seems like it does stick really nicely. But it's just not... I'm just not happy with the way it cut. I just don't love the way it cut. I don't think it's as glittery and as sparkly as the Starcraft. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to put one more light on just to see if maybe it brightens it up a little, but it really doesn't. It's just not quite as glittery to me. Now, this one I like. I was very happy with this one, which is the holographic blue-green. And if you were looking for like a matte 651 type permanent vinyl, because 651 only comes in the black and white at the moment in matte, this would be a decent option, but they're very expensive. So let's keep that in mind. So let's go over and do the HTV, and we're just going to do those on a tote. Now we're going to cut the iron on. This is that Bubblegum, and this is just like what I would compare to like a Caesar Easyweed. So in the directions, I'm already annoyed with their directions, just because they only give you iron directions. And while I know a lot of people use an iron, Many people also use a heat press. It would be nice if they included both. But they say to set the iron to cotton linen setting, make sure the steam setting is off. Use iron to preheat the material for 10 to 15 seconds. Place image linear side up on the preheated material. Cover with a press cloth or clean cotton cloth. Apply medium pressure with the iron for 30 to 40 seconds. Flip the material over and apply medium pressure with the iron to the back of the material for an additional 30 to 40 seconds. Let cool 1 to 2 minutes. Test for adhesion by gently lifting the liner. If not fully transferred, cover and press cloths and repeat steps 2 and 3. Already alone, that just does not bode well for me. Because I feel like that much heat and time on most heat transfer stuff like this is going to, honest to God, just destroy it. It's going to melt the adhesive. But we'll go for it. We're going to give it a shot. Now I'm going to cut out the exact same thing that I cut on the adhesive. I'm just cutting out my name in a script font. I'm going to mirror it just like I normally would, because just like with other HTV, this is mirrored. This is very thick. I will already tell you that. It's much heavier than just about all the HTV that I have from some of the other companies, from like 651, from even like the off-brand junk that I got from Amazon that I was not a big fan of. This is even thicker than that, and my mat's real sticky, and this is already like, nope. So I'm going to get a different mat, and I'm going to try sticking that, and then I'll let you guys watch it cut. This is a brand new mat. We all know how sticky brand new mats are, and look. It already is refusing to stick. Like, what is this? What monstrosity is this that it won't stay stuck to my mat? Honestly. Like, it goes this way. I know that. What is happening? Y'all, I'm gonna have to use some sort of tape, I guess, to hold it down. I'm not real thrilled the fact that I have to use a brand new mat and tape down my vinyl. This is the weirdest iron-on I may have seen in a long time. I'm just going to have to tape it down, and I don't love that. That actually really annoys me, like a great deal, that I have to tape it down. I'm going to have to move the design around a little bit on it just so that it doesn't get under the tape. But what the heck, guys? I've never seen an HTV that I've had to painter's tape on a brand new super sticky mat. Like, I don't love that I'm having to painter's tape this down. This is strange. And I have had a lot of HTV go through my house, and I've never once had to tape it like this just to hold it down to the mat. Okay, so we're gonna just do this, I guess. This is a new one for me. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mirror my image, of course, because it's gonna be HTV. And I'm gonna have to move it over and down a bit because, of course, we had to tape it, which is super weird. I'm gonna just try cutting this on everyday iron-on, but I don't have a lot of, maybe an everyday iron-on with more pressure. Let's try that and see. We'll just see what happens, because let me move you guys so we can watch it cut, but I don't have a lot of confidence in this. And again, they don't give you any, like, clue on what you should cut it on. It just says plates, heat transfer vinyl, linear side down. I don't know. This is very confusing. So again, this is one of the things that the Joann vinyl doesn't give us is cut settings. It doesn't give us heat press settings. It just gives us iron settings. And we all know that, you know, while it's great to have all these settings, it'd be nice if they provided the rest of the settings that we need to make our projects. Like I said, I don't have a lot of confidence in the weeding on this one. I'm going to go ahead and cut the other two off camera. I have the glitter and the holographic, and then we'll get everything weeded. Hopefully the glitter and the holographic will actually stick to the mat.
We're starting with just the Bubblegum Pink, which is just like a Caesar Easyweed, and it did weed really, really easy. I was really pleased with how quickly this went, and I really liked the product as far as cutting and weeding. The next thing that we're going to do is the glitter, and I also was very impressed with how easy this one weeded. It was very, very simple, and nothing wanted to lift. I did, however, accidentally cut the dot off of my eye, but you can see this one went really, really fast and super duper easy. I was very pleased with that one. And then the last one we're going to do is the Holographic. This one also cut really, really nicely and was super easy to weed. Their HTV weeds beautifully, and I was very, very pleased with how simple it was to do, and I liked how easy everything came off. And you can see they are really pretty and really easy to do.
I've got the heat press set to 310, and I'm doing it at like 20 seconds. We're just kind of guessing at this to see kind of what works, since they don't give us a lot of direction. I've just laid them on here, nothing too fancy. So we'll just go ahead and press them. I've got this set to a medium pressure, and I don't know, I guess we'll see what happens. It's really hard because they don't give us any true directions other than the iron, which is not real helpful, in my opinion. I guess we'll find out if this works or not. Now, it does tell you it's a cool peel, so there's that. So I guess we'll let them cool and see how they do. I don't know. We'll come back in about a minute and figure it out. So I've let it cool. So let's see if it even stuck. This one looks like it did pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So the one I would compare to Easyweed did stick. Let's check out Holographic. Yeah, I think so. Looks pretty stuck. Ignore the fact that I don't have dots to the eyes for two of these, because when I was trimming them, I totally trimmed the dots off. And then let's check out the glitter and see how the glitter did. All right. You know, guys, I gotta honestly say they did stick. They feel not too bad. Let me open this up so I can kind of feel it a little bit differently. I don't mind the glitter. The glitter feels pretty soft. Like, it doesn't feel really heavy. And I'm sorry that it's a little dark over here, but when my heat press is on, I can't turn the overhead light on. But the glitter doesn't feel real heavy. It's not super thick. And the glitter isn't, like, scratchy, which I like. I like this glitter. I think it weeded really easily. It was really nice. This is also pretty soft. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of sharp edges. It feels pretty nice. I think it's gonna crease just a bit if it like if you're wearing it on a shirt, or if you like have it on a bag and it's crinkled up. It does wrinkle. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it did wrinkle when I did that. And then this would be the one that I compare to the Easyweed. It's soft, but it's heavier. You can really feel it on your fabric. It is soft though, but I think it's just a little bit heavier than an Easyweed. It doesn't crease too bad, but it does crease a little. But I don't dislike it. It does feel like it's on there very nicely. Has a nice finish. So I would say the HTV is not too bad. So let's go over and we can compare everything. Okay, so we have looked at 6 different types of the Joann's vinyl. We have glitter iron-on, holographic iron-on, regular iron-on. We have regular permanent vinyl, holographic permanent vinyl, and sparkle holographic permanent vinyl. Now, I will say I did like the HTV. It cut really nicely, it weeded really nicely, and it applied very nicely. I do wish they would have better instructions on their iron-on, but I do think it's a nice product, but it is pricey, which I don't like. So glitter, I'll tell you what I cut these guys on just real quick. Cut this one on glitter iron-on. I cut this on light cardstock, and this I just cut on everyday iron-on. And I believe I used more pressure. Yes, I cut this everyday iron-on, more pressure, because it was thicker than regular Caesar. Like I said, I do like these. I think they're nice. As for the adhesive vinyl, if you're looking for something more matte, and a permanent vinyl. I think the Joann brand is nice. I think it lays on nicely. It cut really nicely. The holographic is really pretty. Again, also this one cut really nice, was easy to use. I was pretty pleased. I peeled off the dot, so that was my fault. As for the sparkle holographic, this was a hot mess. I hated everything about it. I don't like the way that it sits on the cup. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like its sparkle. It's not as sparkly as I feel like the Starcraft is. It has a nice sparkle. I just don't think it's the same. It also didn't cut really well. You can see spots where it like 100% just did not cut. I cut this just like I would. I actually cut this on vinyl, more pressure, and it still didn't cut very well. So not real happy with that. But I think the others are nice. Again, the price points are pretty high. So we'll go over price point again real quick. Let me reach across here and get me my notes. So we'll go across our price point just so you guys know what everything cost. $7.99 for a pink roll that is 48 inches. 48 inches of the green blue, or I'm sorry, 24 inches of the green blue was only $10.99. Whew. You get the gold holographic, you get 48 inches for $10.99. Then your HTV, we're going to start with the glitter. You get 24 inches, $12.99. The holographic is 24 inches at $12.99. And your regular HTV is 24 inches at $10.99. Prices are very high. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I purchased these when they did a buy one, get two free deal, just so I didn't have to spend a fortune just to show you guys the product. But I still think even at buy one, get two free, it's still not a really great deal. You're just not getting as much vinyl. I just don't think it's the same quality. I do think I like their glitter a little bit more, just because I like the fact that it's not as rough. It's a little bit softer, but it is also not as opaque. You can see through it a little bit, and you'll see that when you hold up like your roll. It's just not as thick. I don't like their holographic as much. I just don't think it is quite as nice, but it does lay down really nice. And this, I really don't like it. It's heavy. It doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't feel very soft. It's not my favorite. But I will say, in a pinch, I think that you could do pretty well with the Joann, but you are going to pay a really high price for it. I know a lot of people have been asking about the product, and this is just my own personal review. Just so you guys know, unbiased. I did not come into it. I did not read anything about the Joann brand. I did not come into it, you know, knowing that I wasn't going to like it or I was going to like it. I want to give you guys honest reviews, and this is my 100% honest review of the Joann brand vinyl. Again, Joann did not provide the vinyl for me. They are in no way sponsoring this video. I purchased all the vinyl with my own money, and I did purchase it on sale. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time. Hit that bell icon because that will alert you to when I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day and happy crafting!